These are your evening headlines for September 11th, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me. I'm Austin Pace. The FBI released photos of a person of interest in the killing of conservative activist and Turning Point U.S.A. co-founder Charlie Kirk, with hopes of finding tips from the public. The Associated Press reports that the suspect is believed to have jumped off the roof of a building at Utah Valley University and fled into a neighborhood after firing one fatal shot at Kirk. Authorities say they have recovered a high-powered rifle that may have been used in the deadly attack. Grisly videos show Kirk speaking into a handheld microphone when suddenly a shot rings out.
He started saying something about shootings, and that's whenever we heard the shot go off. And you just see him jerk back and his arm, go limp as he had the microphone in his hand. And I was super close. I was 20 feet away, 15 feet away.
BYU student Danielle Connors said she instantly saw blood running from Kirk's neck. She was pulled down by others around her as chaos broke out within the crowd.
I just was scared and saying, please God, please God, please God. And we were probably on the ground for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, but it felt like I was there forever, thinking that I just saw a man die right in front of me.
UVU student Xander Carlson was in the second row with his roommate when he saw Kirk fall to the ground.
Everyone had the same idea to run, but getting through the doors into the building was a nightmare because everyone's just trying to squeeze their way through. So it's kind of just fighting for your way through the doors. And then once we got in, honestly, it was pure chaos inside the building too. People were breaking down, crying and screaming, running and everything.
Campus at Utah Valley University is vacant as classes have been canceled until the start of next week. School at BYU, however, continues on. An email was sent last night at 10:15 p.m. to BYU students saying classes will continue with increased police presence. The email also says if you need crisis counseling resources, you can drop in at BYU's Counseling and Psychological Services. Connor says she has received support from professors and friends as she struggles to understand what happened just 24 hours earlier.
Well, my teachers, they emailed me back and said to not worry about the homework, so I'm only on campus for homework. But walking and passing my friends, they were all so kind, hugging me and comforting me. I need those hugs. I need the comfort. There's not really a way to explain what you go through.
The search for the shooter is still an ongoing investigation. Idaho Fish and Game has issued a salvage order for Jensen Grove Pond in Blackfoot through October 15th. The salvage order allows fishermen to use any method to catch fish except firearms, explosives, chemicals, electric current, or prohibited baits. You still need a valid Idaho fishing license. The bag, possession, size, and number limits are suspended. The reason for the salvage order is because Fish and Game stocked over 2,500 catchable-sized rainbow trout in May, and the pond water levels are decreasing rapidly. The fish won't survive when the water levels get too low. Large fight broke out in Boise last night at a vigil held for conservative activist Charlie Kirk just outside of the Idaho Capitol. A video of the fight has gone viral, gathering millions of views in just one day. Idaho News 6 had a reporter on the scene who said that the fight broke out after a man on a bike yelled an expletive about Kirk while the vigil was going on. 2 men were arrested at the vigil, but it is unclear if they were involved in the bike incident. The Idaho Statesman reports that a probable cause affidavit identified the 2 men taken into custody as 41-year-old Terry Wilson and 51-year-old Alfonso Ayala, both from Boise. The affidavit said Wilson and Ayala were engaged in a physical altercation in which both subjects struck each other. Both Wilson and Ayala were charged with misdemeanor disturbing the peace. Wilson was charged with 2 additional misdemeanors, marijuana possession and carrying a concealed weapon while under the influence. Wilson, a Black Lives Matter organizer and former Boise State University adjunct professor, was also arrested in 2021 for vandalizing a statue of Abraham Lincoln in Julia Davis Park. Police say they believe more people could have been involved in the fight. Detectives are looking for additional information about any altercations that may have taken place during the vigil. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for September 11th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.